All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's coaching webinar. And let me see here. Let me see. Why don't we start with if you guys want to update me on where you are at. I know Larry has some deals he's working on. Who else have some deals you're working on? And also, how did you do with your homework and making offers and stuff? Anybody want to share? No. Anybody want to share before we get started? You can share by typing it in the question if you want, or you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Which one? What do y'all want to do? To share how everything's going with doing your homework, and if you have deals that you're working on, news, anything you want to share with others? I missed closing one deal by 2 minutes yesterday. Had 10,000 profit in it. What happened? What do you mean you missed? You missed it by 2 minutes. All right, James, I'm going to unmute you, buddy. James, you have a mic? Hello?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. It's pretty soft, so if you can talk louder for us, that'd be good. So,
yeah.
So, tell me, what did you mean by that? You missed it by 2 minutes.
Well, I had I had a deal that cash buyer had agreed to purchase. It was an REO. I mean, correction, an option REO. Well, an option property that I got, and it had over 80,000 profit in it, and
Okay.
I had the ability to mark it up by 10,000. I contacted my end buyer, my cash buyer. He was ready to purchase, gave me the okay. Called them back, and they said, as a matter of fact, when I called them back, I couldn't get through on the phone for about 15 minutes because he was talking to someone else who had just bought it, and he said, I missed it by 2 minutes.
Wow. That's crazy. Now, you said it was an auction?
Yeah, it was an auction.
What is the auction process?
Well, I have a contact that buys them at the auction, and I buys them at the auction, and then I get them immediately after he purchases them.
I mean, I still don't understand. Like here in Houston, for example, you know, in order for us to buy a property at the auction, we have to go down to the courthouse and you know, stand there and you know, auction it or bid on it at the courthouse. Is it different for you?
No, he does that. Yeah, he does that.
Okay, but you have to call ahead of time? I don't get it.
No. As soon as he's purchased the property, he lets me know that he's purchased it.
Okay, so the person you're buying it from is someone who buys it at the auction.
Correct.
and then sell it immediately. Is that what you're saying?
Immediately, correct.
Ah, well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a redemption period?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
The reason why I asked that is because you know, it depends on what kind of foreclosure. If it's a bank foreclosure, there's no redemption period here in Texas either. But on tax foreclosure, there's a 6 months redemption if it's an investment property, or there's a 2-year redemption if it's owned by a homeowner. And so
not in California.
Not in California, okay. Because if there's a redemption period, you can go back. You can go to the homeowner and buy out the redemption right. So that's another way to do it. That's good. So, well, at least now you know that, number one, you have a source of properties that you can find, and you know that this buyer is serious. So you just need to find them more properties and bring it to them.
Yeah, actually, I had another one too, but the buyer, I'd say we're about $5,000 too high for him to buy it, and I still haven't given up on it. But I may get another buyer on that one. And I also got 2 private lenders that I'm actually waiting to meet with. I talked with today, and I'm expecting a call back sometime today. And then
awesome.
We're going to speak on both of those. So still looking good.
That's good. And how did you find these private lenders?
Through that site that we went on the last time we were on, through Intrust.
Good. Okay. Did you also search for equity trust to see how many of them are on there as well?
I have not yet. I want to see how these go first, but I think I've got the process down, and it's not nearly as tough as I thought it might be, but so far so good.
That's good. Okay. Well, that's a good start. I'm glad that you're seeing progress and stuff. So that's all good news.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Your help is paying off.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Well, I have some surprise news for you guys today too. So you're gonna like it a lot too. So hold on just a little bit, and I'll announce the surprise for you guys.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna mute you out now, James. Okay, let me see here. Larry asked Tim just a question about ARV and tax value. Can ARV be more than the actual tax value? The answer is yes, Larry, it can. Actually, in a lot of cases, it's more than tax value. But it all depends on the county that you're in. You have some county. Well, I think if I have to guess, I would guess that 95% of the time, ARV, I would guess 90% of the time ARV is higher than the tax appraised value. Now, there's an exception to that, and the exception is that in markets where the properties are declining very quickly, right, where the properties are losing value a lot, and because the tax value, they go based on a yearly estimate. So, for example, for you to know what the tax value is for 2010, they go back to 2009 and find out what all of the houses sold for in 2009. The ARV, on the other hand, doesn't use an entire year value to an entire year of sold data to determine the value. ARV, or the appraised value, is only based off of the last 6 months data, and so in today's market, because a lot of areas, a lot of cities decline greatly in value, so you have a lot of cases where the ARV is lower than the tax appraised value. But in the normal market, most cities, the ARV would be higher than the tax appraised value. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, last week we talked about how to find the deals. And the week before that, we talked about how to find your cash buyers and how to find the deals for those cash buyers last week. this week we're going to talk about how to find private money, okay? How to find private investors to fund your deals. How to find private investors to fund your deals. And as I mentioned, I have a surprise gift for you, surprise bonus for you, a surprise unannounced bonus for you. And that is that I have my virtual assistants to do this. We are compiling a list of all of the private lenders as well as owners who sold their house on owner financing. So either they are private lenders or they sold their house on owner financing. We're compiling this list, and we are going to be emailing it to you here very soon, in the next few days or so, okay? But for sure this week. And so, you're going to either get an email from Amy or you're going to get an email from Ivy. One of them is going to, because they're both working on it together. And so we already know what cities you guys are in, what county you're in. And so we're going to be sending you that list. And we're going to be sending you that list. And so if you if for some reason you don't get it this week, feel free to contact us and let us know, because maybe we didn't, they must have missed you or something, okay? But we are expecting to have it done this week, so that's going to help you drastically. But I'm still going to help you. We're still going to go through today's lesson, of course, because today's lesson is more than just about finding them. Today's lesson is also about how to then, find their phone number and call them and build a relationship with them. Okay? So yes, this is a very, very valuable, or in Carlos' terminology here, this is a very invaluable bonus or gift that I have for you guys. So you are all welcome for that. All right. So let's talk about private lending 101. And, who are private lenders and who are hard money lenders and all of that good stuff, okay? Private lenders are individuals who loan money. Like if you borrow money from your mom, for example, your mom would be a private lender for you. If you borrow money from your rich uncle, then your rich uncle would be a private lender for you. And so private lenders, just like the name says private, they're normal people like you and I, normal individuals who loan money. We're not in the business of loaning money, but at least it's not a full-time business anyway. Some people make it a part-time business. But the point is that they're normal people who loan money, okay? And self-directed IRA private lenders are the private lenders who, instead of loaning their own cash out of their bank account, they loan it out of their self-directed retirement account, okay? The self-directed IRA account, Roth IRA. And so I don't know how many billions, if not trillions of dollars there are in self-directed IRA money to lend out. But there's a lot of them, okay? A lot of people convert their 401k and stuff into a self-directed IRA, so that way they can invest out of that or loan money out of that. And they're not making very good money right now from the stock market. And so a lot of them are putting it into real estate. And so there's a wealth amount of money in self-directed IRA, and those are the best money that I like to borrow, because those people, you know, they're not in a rush to get their money back, okay? Because their money just sits there in their IRA account. They can't, you know, they can't use it or anything, okay? And then hard money lenders. Hard money lenders are basically mortgage brokers who specialize in brokering private money. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm a private lender, and let's say you wanted to borrow money, but you don't know me, right, as a private lender, so you go through a mortgage broker called a hard money lender. A hard money lender knows me and have a relationship with me. So what the hard money lender would then do is process the loan between you and the hard money lender, and then use my money to fund that deal. And the hard money lender normally makes an upfront fee in points, and also make an override on the interest rate. So whereas as a private lender, I might loan it out at no point upfront and 10% interest, okay? 10 to 12% interest. A hard money lender will lend it out at 5% upfront, 5 points, plus 18% interest. All right, so they're making 5 points upfront, and they're making, you know, anywhere from 3 to 6% override on top of the interest rate that I would be charging. And so that's what a hard money lender is. And the reason why a hard money lender can charge those kind of money is because they have the relationship, you know, they have the network with the private lenders. And you know, and not only they have the network, but they also have the expertise to do these loans and to manage these loans. And so private lenders don't mind that they make money on these loans, okay? And you know, and private lenders are still happy to work with them, because the private lenders, they don't know where to find their own customers, their own clients, and they don't want to hassle either, because they don't have the expertise to lend on these loans. And so they don't mind that the hard money lender, you know, is managing the loan and servicing the loan for them, okay? And the hard money lender makes a little bit of money from doing that, right? And on private lenders or hard money lender loans, they are an asset-based lending, meaning they loan more based on the property and how much equity there's in the property, and not, you know, and not just your credit, okay? Your credit doesn't have much to do with it, especially with private lenders. Private lenders, they're more of a relationship-based lending, meaning they lend to you because of you know, because they know you, they feel comfortable with you. Whenever I borrow money from a private lender, they never ever run my credit. They never ever check my, you know, my background or anything like that. You know, they just lend it to me because the relationship that I have built with them. And so that's how private lenders work. Now, where can you find them? You can do a county clerk research, such as looking for, you know, looking for people with their IRA accounts. And we talk a lot about in trust and equity trust being the two of the biggest IRA custodians for real estate investors. And so do a county clerk research on on those companies, it's a great way to start. Now I'll show it to you here. Let me open this up. So let's say I'm gonna go to Cottage here, and let's say I'm gonna search for Texas, and I'm gonna search for Harris County. Grantor, grantee search. Okay. You want to, you see, whenever you borrow money from a lender, depending on your state, the document is called a little bit differently, but the concept is the same. You sign, like here in Texas, we sign a deed of trust over to the lender. And so, the way grantor and grantee works, anytime you see an OR, like in grantor, that's the person that gives. And TEE, like grantee, that's the person that receives, okay? So, for example, when a seller deeds the property to you, the seller is the grantor because they're the one that gives the deed, and you as the grantee because you're the one that received the deed. When you borrow money from a lender, they give you the money. However, you have to sign a deed of trust over to them, meaning it's a document. In some states it's called a trust deed. Some states it's called a mortgage. It's a document that basically say that if you don't make your payments according to what you promised, that they have the right to foreclose on you, and you will give up the deed to your property as a collateral. Okay, so that means that when we borrow money from a lender, we are the grantor, right? We are the one that's giving the deed of trust or giving the mortgage to the lender, which becomes the grantee. And so we would go here and we would search for example Intrust, right? Intrust is a company, one of the IRA custodian company that I can search for. And I can search for document type here, deed of trust, right? Your county, your states might be a little bit different, and so just follow the instructions here to see how yours is. And I'm interested in finding everybody that has loaned money within the last 12 months, okay? So let's say, normally these private lenders, they loan money on a, I mean, it was the people with the IRA accounts. I still have the same private lenders that used to loan money to me years ago. I mean, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so you really don't need to limit yourself to just the last year. But for the sake of this research, I'm going to put for the last year. But when you're doing the work, you should go ahead and go back and find as many of them as you can beyond, even if it's just the first year. Okay, even if they were loaning money 5 years ago, I think they still are a potential private lender for you. And if they're an active lender that's lending, on a yearly or on several times a year, those are great lenders for you too. All right, so I'm going to put July 01, 2009. Click on search. So it returns to me here 71 records for the Harris County here for Intrust. And so when you look here, you see Intrust Retirement Services. That's the IRA custodian company. Okay, the document type is deed of trust, right, which is the type of documents that we're looking for. Gerald Hill is the trustee. Larry Jordan would be the lender. So then you would want to contact Larry Jordan, okay? And you would want to contact Larry Jordan and see if he would be interested in loaning you money, okay? Leo Longoria is the buyer. So these are also good people for you to sell your houses to. These people on the grantor. All right, so the people here are the people good for you to borrow money from, and the people here are the good people for you to sell your houses to. Okay. I see interest retirement services here, but I don't see any name. So I'll pass that. Here's Patricia Clark, Forrest Clark. These are all private lenders that loan money to this company, First Choice Apartments. You notice here there's a lot of private lenders in here. That's because they all get together to lend on this one big property, big project. This is an apartment building, another single-family home. All right, so in this case, Brooke Thompson is loaning money to Sean Travis. So you ignore the ones that has the word TRE or trustee, okay? And you ignore the company too. Eileen Stadlander, loan, okay. Paul Allen, or Alan Paul and John, Alan Paul loan money to Brent Phillips. Okay. So I would track them down. So what you then do once you find these numbers, for example, right, so let's go Alan Paul here. You're going to then go to whitepages.com. And you're going to see if you can find their name. Okay. Here's an Alan Paul right here, age 55 to 59. So there's a really high possibility that this is the right Alan Paul. Alan H. Paul. Alan, just say Alan Paul here. It doesn't have the letter H in it. It could be the same person. Normally, these private lenders with IRA accounts, they tend to be older folks, I guess. At least older than me anyways. They're not really old, but, you know, they're in their 50s and 60s a lot of time. So then, you know, then you would call this phone number and you would say, you know, hi, are you the Alan with interest? And if he says, yes, I'm the Alan with interest, say, yes, I noticed that you lend money out of your IRA account. So, you know, I'm a real estate investor here in town, and we have a way that, and I'll give you the script in just a little bit here of what you need to say to these people. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Carlos said, I haven't been able to find a site like Court H for New York. Any suggestion? Carlo, do you have the link to your county clerk's website? Although the private lenders list you are providing us will give us an immediate and maybe an infinite source of funding, it can only be beneficial to have a marketing method for the latest lenders. Yes. What is your county's county clerk's website, Carlo? And what county are you in? Let me see if I can search for it here. Nassau. Yeah, this website doesn't cover for Nassau, but me log in here real quick. Let's see if I can find it here. New York. Okay, county clerks. County clerks express. Let me see here. I'm just gonna look real quick here and see if I can find where to search for copy information. Yeah, I don't see it at a first glance. It might be here somewhere, but do you know where I'm supposed to be searching for this caller? Yeah, I don't. I can't find it real quick here, so I would have to take some time to look deeper. If not, caller, what you should do is you should call your county clerk's office and ask them if they have a way for you to do an index, a property index search on their website. If not, you might have to go to the courthouse to do it. Okay, so if it's not here, you might have to call. You might have to go to the courthouse to do it at the courthouse, or call them up. All right. So let me get back over here. You can also spy on your competitors, very similar to what we did. Like, for example, I know that. Right. So like in my case, let me go back to Texas here. If you know of a of a rehabber in your area, someone who buys and rehab properties, a lot of them use private money lenders, and so Glance. How do you spell glance? That's right. Let me go back. Interest. And oh yeah, another thing I forgot. You can also do this with this other company called Equity Trust as well. Okay, Equity Trust is also another one of those big IRA custodian companies that you can do search on and find your buyers. Okay, and remember, all of these are your competitors right here that buy properties with private money. So you can take one of these guys and you can do a search on their name and find out who loaned money to them. Right. Like, I know Ronald Velasco pretty well. Okay. And, so, I would search on his name to see who loaned money to him. All right, so you can do a search on any of these people and find out who loans money to them, and then I guess here's a good company. Yeah, and then track those people down. Right, so let me search for quick tone here. Right, so I'm going to search for Ronald Velasco here. So Go back to edit my public grantor grantee search. Okay, so if I search for Rana Velasco and looking for document type deed of trust. So Rana is someone who buys houses. Sometimes he'll rehab them, sometimes he wholesales them, sometimes he keeps them for rental. So if I search for his name and I find people who he borrowed money from, I can then contact those people. See, some of this is using conventional loans, so that wouldn't work. But here's here's a private money lender that he borrowed from, Kristen Hickner. Here's another one, Claire Ledon, that he borrows money from. So I can contact those people and see if they would be interested in loaning money to me. Yeah. Or I can also do Quick Turn is another big rehabbing company here in town. I can also do a search for their name and see, wow, they have a lot of loans. Quick Turn Investment. Okay. So I can look through this and find out who is their private lenders and contact them. Let me go to the older. Okay. 2003. Oh, wow, they haven't borrowed money in a while. Okay. Never mind, they're not a good study subject for me here. Because as you can see, the last time they borrowed, oh, okay, there's 3 pages. I need to go to page 3. All right, so Alan Horowitz would be a good person for me to contact. Looks like this person loans money to them. Investor Finance Trust is a hard money lender, actually. Looks like they borrow a lot of hard money lenders. Noble Mortgage, these are all hard money lenders that they borrow from to do their deals. Okay. So by studying them, I can see the name of private lenders that they borrow money from, and I can contact them, like Charles Gardner, right? Harry Irwin, okay? Many different people. You guys get the idea, right? And once you find those people's phone names, like I said, go here and search and find their phone number and contact them. You can also send them a postcard or letter too, okay? And so yeah, do as many different ways as you can to get a hold of these people and build relationship with them. It's important that you build relationship with them. Okay? You can also network with other investors at your local REO clubs. Those are also great sources for you to find private lenders as well. Meetup groups. Okay, so go to meetup.com and find real estate investor club and join them and see if there's private lenders in there. Referrals. Okay, asking other private lenders and asking other investors for referrals. Property management companies is another great source. I have a friend who owns a property management company, and he knows when his landlord sells out their property, and they get money, and so they need a place to make that money, make more money for them. And if they're not interested in buying more rental property and renting them out, they wouldn't mind lending out their money. Okay, and so property management company, once you build relationship with them, they could be a great source for you as well. There's this company called Intrust, which is one of the biggest IRA retirement custodian companies. As a matter of fact, Intrust just contacted me yesterday. I was talking to one of the guys that owns the Intrust here in Houston, and he wanted to do a meeting at my office to teach people how to use their IRA money, how to invest their IRA money. And so I used to do a lot of those type of meetings, and I would be able to build a lot of relationship with private lenders because they having the meeting at my office, so it gives me instant credibility as well, and so that's a great source. And I know the interest group every month they have what they call client mixer, where they meet up with their customers, like a networking meeting for all of their customers. And so you might want to go to theinterestgroup.com and find out if there's a group in your city, okay? And if there is one, find out if they do client mixer meetings. So any kind of meetings, any kind of class for their clients, you should definitely join them, okay? And, go to the meeting and join them. It's a great source for you to. It's a great source for you to get private lenders. All right, so here's what you're going to say to them, okay? Hi, I'm a real estate investor here in town. Our company buy and wholesale bank-owned properties. We're currently looking for some private money to buy our houses, and we'll pay up to 24%. Or you can also say, we're currently looking for private partners, for money partners to go in with us on these deals, and we'll split 50-50. It's up to you. If you are having a hard time getting a private lender to be willing to loan you money on a percentage base, you might want to consider asking them if they would be, interested in partnering up with you on these deals. Okay, just to build that relationship so you can have some track record. I mean, once you have track records, it's really easy for you to find private lenders because now private lenders, feel like they, that you'll be able to perform and you won't run away with their money, basically. Okay. And and so so that's another offer you can make them. And ask them, do you or someone might be interested in learning more about this opportunity? Okay. So and then let them know, and some of them will ask you, well, can you just email to me? So you can email them this, okay? Here's what you're gonna say. You can say, here's what we do. We buy houses from banks cheap for 50 to 70 cents of value. We then sell it to one of our cash buyers. Because the title company won't allow us to buy and sell on the same day, or because the bank won't allow us to buy and sell on the same day, we have to first close with the bank, and then 3 to 7 days later, turn around and sell it to our buyer. Okay. The term of your loan will be 2% for 30 days, but most of the time we'll cash you out in about 3 to 7 days. This means that if we use your money for just once per month, you would get 24% for the year. And if we use your money twice per month, you would get 48% for the year. Okay. Your money is safe because we will not close on the deal unless we have a contract to sell it to our buyers first. Okay. I don't suggest for you guys to close on these deals unless you have a sure buyer. Don't take the risk of closing on them without having a buyer unless the deal is like really, really, really cheap or something and you're willing to take that risk. Okay? But if it's not, it's just so much safer to not take that risk. Okay? Yeah, if you have the choice not to take that risk, then don't do it. Because if you haven't been able to sell it quick enough, chances are you might have a hard time selling it. So it's best if you just play it safe and make sure you have it sold before you have to buy it. You also explain to them about the loan process. All right. So one, you're going to provide them with a CMA report, which is a comparative market analysis report on the property. You'll provide them with a detailed repair list and pictures. You'll provide them a copy of the contract between you and the bank. Okay. And if once you already have a buyer in place, you're also going to send them a copy of the contract between you and the buyer as well. Right. And at the closing, okay, at the closing, you are going to pay for all of the attorney's document charges, including the deed of trust or mortgage, promissory note, and other appropriate documents to be filed with the county. Either the title company is going to prepare all these documents, or some private lenders prefer to have their attorney to type up these documents. Then that's fine too. Okay, either way will work. They are going to have a first lien position on the property, and you're also going to buy title insurance and property insurance as well, so that way the property is safe and their money is safe. Okay, and so that's pretty much the script I have for you guys for today. The homework that I have for you guys for this week is to find 5 private lenders that you actually talk to, okay, and try to have a lunch appointment with them, meet them up for lunch, so that way you can let them know about what it is that you do. Okay, so you can do that. That would be awesome. Now I'm going to see what questions you guys have for me. Carlo asks, under document type, if you write deed of trust instead of DT, would you get the results you're looking for? Probably not, Carlo, because that's the instruction that this website gave me. So if you want to get the best results, it's best if you follow the instructions. See, the instruction tells me right here, put DT, D/T equals deed of trust, right? Or WD equals deed, warranty deed. And so I'm just following the instructions here on the website. Just like the instruction here to tell you to put the last name first and then first name. All right. So I'm just following the instructions. All right. Let me see here. Larry said, Sherry, such clerk of deeds in Valley and found some equity trust info. We do not have courthouse either. Every county has a courthouse. What do you mean? You mean not on the website? You would have to go to the physical location, but every county has it. Let's see here. Ronald asked, I don't mean to talk about another subject, but I sent out your cards to prospective buyers. I got a few calls back, but I did get one voicemail asking me to call them back with the address because he keeps a close eye and didn't know there was anything for sale in that neighborhood. How do I answer this? What you could tell them, Ronald, is that you had a potential property in a nearby neighborhood, but that deal fell through, and so what type of properties is he looking for? So that way, you can you can direct your marketing to find him the kind of properties he's looking for. Okay? So just say that your deal fell through. Okay, you don't have Court H service Valley. Okay. All right, any other questions, y'all? Okay. Carlos said, I went back to ask my private lenders if they would provide the earnest money, and the experienced lenders expected me to cover the earnest money, but one of my lenders wasn't too sure and is going to get back to me. That's good, Carlo. You know what you could promise them, Carlo, is that if they are willing to lend, willing to also put up the earnest money, that you would split the profit with them. So rather than doing it by percentage, you can say, hey, I'm looking for, yeah, and this is applicable to all of you who don't have money for earnest money. Just partner up with the lender. Say, hey, you know, if you put up the earnest money, I'll partner up with you, and we'll do it 50-50. We'll split the profit 50-50. Right. So that would be an easier way to get private lenders to agree to do that. And you know, once you do a deal with them, you make some money. Now you have money for earnest money, so you don't have to do 50-50 split next time. Richard said, I realize that having the property sold before I close is the best situation, but if we are all supposed to send out 10 to 15 offers per week, what if one of them gets accepted? Well, just because your offers get accepted doesn't mean that you're going to have to close immediately after it gets accepted, right? Once it gets accepted, you're looking at least 2 to 3 weeks to close on them, sometimes even more. Okay, and so you know, and also too, if you can't close during the within that that 2 to 3 weeks that you told them you're going to close, you can always ask for an extension. Okay, and so there are ways around that gives you some more time to find a buyer before you have to close on the property. James asked, what was the surprise for today? I had a connection problem. The surprise is that I have a special unannounced bonus for you guys, and that is my virtual assistants are compiling a list of all of the private lenders and the homeowners who sold their house on owner financing in your county in the last 6 months. So this is a very active list of private lenders that you can contact and see if they would be interested in lending on your properties. Right. Yeah, it's a pretty big list. I think when I was searching for Houston, I forgot how many it was, but I think it was like over 200, 200 or 300 people for the Houston area. Like I said, it includes both the private lenders as well as the people who sell their house on owner financing. Carlos said, so the earnest money would be borrowed, and 1 to 2, even 3 weeks later, remaining funding would be acquired. Yes, that is correct. All right. And I'm glad you like the bonus, James. it is really, I mean, it's worth, that list that we're sending you guys is worth a lot of money. Okay. Larry said, Tim, are you going to send the bank report about which banks in our area that may be negotiable? Marvin told me that he already sent it out. Have you, apparently you haven't gotten it, Larry. What about, Carlo, did you get an email from, did anyone else got an email on that, on the failed banks? Or banks that are in trouble report? James, you never got it either? Huh. All right, well, I'll tell Marvin again. I've been telling him several times already. All right. So none of you got it, huh? That's strange. Oh, Carlo, you got it. Okay, so Carlo got it, but some of you, Richard got it. All right, so only a few of you that don't have it. So Larry don't have it. Can you check, if you don't have it, can you check your spam box? Maybe it's in your spam box. All right, well, I'll have Marvin send it to you guys again. Okay. Carlo, when you got it, was it sent from Marvin Meyer, or was it sent from Tim Meyer? I don't know if he sent it under my name or he sent it under his name. Like the sender email address. Okay. So Richard, you know, when we search for cash buyers, we don't search for the property type. We just search for anybody who paid cash for properties, and you know, and so houses, condos, everything is included in there. We don't have a way to separate just for houses. So you might want to do a search on your MLS then. If you know, if the list that we sent you have mostly condos, you might want to try to do a search on the MLS and see if you get one with houses. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure there's rehabbers out there buying houses, but it could be that the rehabbers are not using cash to buy houses. They're probably using private money to buy houses, and so they didn't show up as a cash investor. That could be the case. And if that is the case, what you might want to do is just like what I show you here, where when you do the index search, when you see the private lenders, look for the grantor, look for the buyers. All right. I'll give you I'll just do this search again real quick. So you're looking for the buyers and find them and sell houses to them. So these people over here on this side. Okay. Same thing when we send you the list of private lenders. Just do some research to see which, you know, just do some research to see who they loan the money to, because those are your potential buyers. Yeah, I mean, I call these people your what is that? Your competitors, but they're really not. I mean, not in a sense of true competitors. They are other investors. However, it's they're your buyers. They're people that you're going to be selling houses to. They don't really compete with you in buying properties, not so much. Any other questions, y'all? You guys pretty clear on this? Pretty clear on today's lesson? Pretty simple, right? Once you have a property for sale, once you have properties for sale, don't forget that when you market the property for sale and you have other wholesalers contacting you, let them help you market your properties too, okay? Because a lot of times bird dogs and other wholesalers, they're a great resource for buyers too, for them to find buyers that you don't have access to. Just like how you contact other wholesalers to help them sell their houses. Well, when it's your turn and you have houses for sale, and other wholesalers contact you, be open to that. Okay. I'll give you an example. We have a property right now that we're trying to sell for only $58,000, and our wholesale our bird dog found another buyer, a cash buyer that's going to live in the property. And that cash buyer is willing to pay $69,000 for the property. And so do work with other wholesalers, do work with other investors, other bird dogs. No, the list that I'm sending you will not have both the grantee and the grantor, just the private lenders. You would have to do a further research. You would have to check the county clerk's office to find out who the grantee will be. Okay. All right. Any other question? Okay. All right. If not, we're going to go ahead and end today's webinar. Make sure you do your homework, please. Okay. Talk to at least 5 private lenders this week. All right. Talk to them. Try to get an appointment with them. To take them out for lunch, coffee, whatever you can. Build that relationship with them. Okay. They're very, very important, very crucial part of your business. And even though you're not going to need them for every deal that you do, okay? You're not going to need them for every deal that you do. However, on certain deals you might need them. So make sure you build a relationship with them now before you need them. So that way, when you do need them, you're not scrambling trying to find somebody. Okay. James said, I almost forgot I got 6 new deals under flex option. Good job, James. Good for you, buddy. Where are these deals at? Are they all wholesale deals? Yes. Right in LA County. Good for you. All right. So let's market the heck out of those properties, and build yourself a big buyers list. Okay. Good. Good for you. Congratulations there, James. All righty, buddy. Let me see here. Caller said, I have done more research and learned so much about my market area than I knew there was to learn. Good for you, caller. Good for you. All right, well then, do your homework, and I will talk to you guys next week, okay? Excuse me. Next week is going to be on how to close on these deals, how to structure these deals so that way you'll get paid from them. So, so we'll do that. All right. And James, make sure you watch the replay from last week about marketing and finding the cash buyers and stuff. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, you guys have an awesome evening, an awesome week, and I'll talk to you guys next week. See you later. Bye-bye.